Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and today we're going to be going over the 2020 Ram 1500 Rebel. This particular Rebel has the Rebel 12 package and then also the new multi-function tailgate. But as always, we're going to do a quick walk around on the truck, then we're going to take it out to see how it drives. If you are stopping for the first time, I would really appreciate if you'd subscribe, and then a big shout out and thank you to Larry H. Miller, Dodge Ram, Jeep Chrysler here in Sandy for providing us with the truck. If you're in the market for a new truck, check these guys out. Under the hood here of this Rebel is the naturally aspirated 5.7 liter Hemi. You can get three different engine options on the Rebel. You can get the 3.6 liter V6 with the e-torque, this 5.7 liter Hemi, or you can get the 5.7 liter Hemi with the e-torque. This engine has a power output of 395 horsepower and then 410 pound-feet of torque. It is routed through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is going to be 15 around town and then 21 on the highway. Now this truck is finished in granite crystal clear coat, which I love this color. This is what my 2018 Rebel was, and I wish that my 19 was this color, but I just couldn't find one at the time. But anyways, we have the blacked out reflector LEDs up front with the LED accent lights that kind of just go around on the top and the bottom. Fog lights down below, and when you actually turn the steering wheel at nighttime, the fog lights will illuminate whichever way you turn the steering wheel. Kind of a cool function. Parking sensors on the front, and then you can see like the skid plate like bumper with the little tow hooks. And for 2020, you can get the black appearance group on the Rebels, which will black out that skid plate, and then it'll black out the logo on the front. Basically make everything black on the Rebel, including the rims. Once one of those gets ordered in, don't worry guys, you will get a review. Speaking of the rims, we have two 75mm tires that are wrapped around these 18-inch rims. They look identical to the ones on the Power Wagon, and that's because they are the same as the ones on the Power Wagon. But yeah, you can see super aggressive tires, great for the off-road. I've off-roaded my Rebel quite a bit now, and I just love the setup. Super smooth on-road, and then it's really capable off-road. Rebels will all come with the sport hood, so all blacked out badging, 1500 with some cool little hood vents. Really neat aesthetic, and then you can see the blacked out Ram badging on the side right here. And let me give you a side profile so you can kind of see what this truck looks like from a distance. Here's the key fob for the 2020 Rebel. You can see this one only has the remote start function. No air suspension on this particular Rebel, which you can get as an option, and then no tailgate release, which you can also get as an option. But let's start it up so you can see that Hemi come to life. Definitely a nice beefy sound. But if we fully unlock it, we can open up. This one has the multi-function tailgate, so let's just open up with the regular mode. It's dampened, so slow lowering. This one's got the spray-in bed liner from the factory. This part's gonna be plastic though when you get the multi-function tailgate. But you can see the whole bed set up. This one's got the 5'7" bed. The only way to get a 6'4" bed on a Rebel is to go for a quad cab. You can see that you've got LED bed lights, cargo light above with the power rear setting window, and then this one has the bed utility group, so it's got the sliders. But let's lift up this tailgate. A little bit heavier than the regular tailgate, especially at the top. But that at the top is what you open it up regularly. To open up the multifunction, there's that little tab you pull, and then that'll open up the gate this way, and you can see the little tab right here that you can pull, and it'll open up the gate that way. So definitely a practical thing. You guys know my opinion on it. I don't like how it looks, but it added basically practicality to it. And then you can see the dual outlet exhaust. The exhaust tips are blacked out in the Rebel with the tow package, all the plugins, and then we can close this up, and you can see that we've got the blacked out Rebel badge on the back. This is what you get if you get the multi-function tailgate. If you get a Rebel without the multi-function tailgate, it still says Ram on the back instead of the Ram logo. Rebel badging, 4x4 badging. Now let's head around to the other side. Now opening up the panel in the rear, beautiful red leather. All on the door panel with the black trim, and then you've got some soft touch right here with the white and red contrast stitching on it. And then you see you've got your window control right here with the little door handle. One of the speakers for the Harman Kardon sound system, which has 19 speakers and a subwoofer. Look at the seats back here. So this is the Rebel 12 package, so perforations on these seats, full leather on them, none of the cloth inserts. Still got the little cup holders that'll pull out right there in the middle. And then these seats, you can still fold them up. And of course, the floor mats get in the way. But yeah, you can still fold up these seats for extra storage. Still got the little ice buckets on both sides for more storage. And then you can see over here, we've got the power outlet with some USB, USB 2s, some vents, more of that black trim with the cup holders and rubber floor mats because this is an off-road truck, so no cloth floor mats for you. Now coming around to the side, just one touch to lock it, and then to unlock it, you just have to put your hand on the back of the door handle. This one has the power folding mirrors. If you guys are noticing the trend with the trucks. Everyone is ordering out these mirrors now instead of the trailer mirrors because of how nice they are. But anyways, we can open up the door panel here in the front. More of the red leather with the black leather down below with the contrasted stitching, black trim. All of your window controls, your power folding mirror control right here, and then a couple more speakers for that Harman Kardon sound system. Looking at the seat over here, we can see full power adjustments on the seat with lumbar adjustments. Still says Rebel on the seat, but full leather here in the middle, so it's like leather bolsters on the outside. Very, very soft, but none of the cloth insert on the Rebel 12 package. And then you can look down below for the pedal layout with the hood latch. And then right here we've got our parking brake, power adjustable pedals. That's for your screens. These are your lights, your fog lights, cargo lights. And then you've got your adjustment for the steering wheel, and it is manual. Now to start it up, just put your foot on the brake and actually push the push start button. It'll say Rebel on the gauges and it'll start right up. The gauges will do a sweep. Let's go over the steering wheel first and foremost. So full leather on the steering wheel side of things. It's got some nice red contrasted stitching. I love that. You've got your cruise control on this side, your gear selector, and then you've got the little things for the center screen and your voice commands. But the steering wheel feels and looks really nice. I love the red accents. You guys know I'm a sucker for that. Now here are our gauges. We've got our RPMs on that side and then your speed on the other side, and then you can see the little configurable center gauge that is pretty much in every single new Ram. Really standard setup in general, but there's a couple screens you can scroll through. We've got a little charging station up above, more black trim, and since this is the Rebel 12 package, you get the full 12-inch display. So you've got your analog controls for the climate on the sides, and then you've got your analog controls there for the volume controls, parking sensors, tow haul mode, and then your stability control with the trailer brakes. And then something I want to mention is kind of some controls here. So safety tech wise, you can get blind spot monitoring. You can get like the lane departure assistance, adaptive cruise control, all that. Still cannot get 360 cameras though with the Rebel. I know, it's okay. The 12-inch display here, you can see that it's got navigation. This is unchanged from 19. It has all the same functions on it, so you can see like the little camera system right there. Heated seats, heated steering wheel on the Rebel. No cooled seats still with the Rebel, which is kind of shocking. They should add that. But yeah, I mean, super responsive touchscreen, drag and drop function, Bluetooth calling, texting, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, all of that. You can do everything through this touchscreen. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's awesome. I've got our USB and USB 2s right here. And you can see you've got a couple charging stations for the phones in that area of the center console. And then you see you've got your full power outlet. And before we go to the rest of the center console, let's talk about this whole area. So the Rebel axle lock, hill descent control, 4-wheel low, 4-wheel high, 2-wheel drive, true neutral, no 4-wheel auto, and then dial shifter. I just like playing with this because people hate the dial shifter and I think it's funny. But let's go with the rest of the center console. So you can see Ram logo right there, more of the contrasted stitching. You can pick this up. Got some rubber right here, USB port, and then you can pick it up. You still get the measuring tables on the bottom of that. This slides backwards and forwards with the center console. Tons of storage space in here in general, and then it's kind of got this like red trim, so you notice the red theme all throughout the Rebel. Oh, and while we're on storage, I forgot to mention dual glove box, so still get extra storage there, and then you get more of the soft touch on the dash with the white and red contrasted stitching, and it says Rebel on the glove box. Now up above here, we've got all of our controls for like power rear siding window, for example. And then you've got your light controls up here. You can get a full panoramic sunroof. This one doesn't have it as an option, obviously. And then you've got your little microphones for the Bluetooth, and then your universal garage door opener up here on top of that. Now I've got the window sticker over there, but I'm not going to peel it off the window. This one stickers for literally $60,000 right on the dot. Not a penny more, not a penny less. But that all being said, let's take this new 2020 Rebel 12 out to see if it drives any differently, which it won't, but yeah, it's for the sake of the video, guys. We are starting off in the 2020 Ram 1500 Rebel with the Rebel 12 package. Let's talk about visibility first and foremost with this new Rebel. So over the hood, you can see that this little kind of venting thing does get in the way of visibility a little bit. That's what these little parking sensors are for. Visibility throughout the mirrors, super solid, and then you can see visibility throughout the back window, really good as well. And let's set off. So now officially setting off in this Rebel, and this one has a traditional suspension, not the air suspension, which the air suspension is actually really common on the Rebels, which I'm surprised about. I know that the adjustability is nice, but then you can't, it's a little, it's not that you can't, it's just harder to modify the suspension. Now starting off here, this feels just like my Rebel actually, and it's expected, but ride quality really smooth. There's not a whole lot of road noise that comes through into the cabin, but you do get some nice noise from that 5.7 liter Hemi. And even though this has aggressive off-road tires, you can feel it a little bit, but it's not a huge difference. I mean, it's a little bit rougher compared to a 1500 with street tires, but it's not that much different. You can see steering with this is very light on the Rebel, but it's pretty direct with all these half tons. It's just a very easy truck to drive. Like, it doesn't have a huge turning radius. I mean, you can see right here, just boom, right in place, super easy. Let's get in a little acceleration now with this Rebel 12 if this Ford decides to stop being so slow. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I mean, as expected, it gets up to speed more than adequately. This 5.7 liter Hemi is a perfect pair, and I know that I'm not taking it off-road in this video, but I can tell you on the off-road too, it's more than enough power, and it's actually fun because you can go at pretty decent speeds with this 5.7 liter Hemi with the Rebel on the off-road. Now, to sum things up, if you're in the market for an off-road truck, I know that this kind of is supposed to compete against like the FX4 and the new Chevy Trail Boss, or kind of like the Z71 package. The biggest thing about the Rebel that differentiates it from those other trucks is it has unique styling. Those other trucks kind of have unique styling, but this looks just so much different compared to the other half tons, especially what they do with the whole bumper. And then I know the other half tons you can get in the sport hood, but just because of how unique the Rebel looks, I just think that it sets itself apart from the other trucks in this category. And I just think for like off-road trucks, not the Raptor, but off-road trucks, I think this is one of the best values, and there's a reason why I personally bought one. And there we have it, everyone, the all-new 2020 Ram 1500 Rebel 12 with that multi-function tailgate. Beautiful truck. I love this granite crystal, like I said before. But as always, if you're stopping for the first time, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe, comment down below what you thought. And then again, a big shout out and thank you to Larry H. Miller, Dodge Ram Jeep Chrysler here in Sandy for providing us with a truck. If you're in the market for a new truck, check these guys out. I'll see all of you in that next video.